Safaricom supports over 800 local suppliers. That's a large number by any estimation. Out of that number, I'd say 90% of them are SMEs of different kinds, and some are a bit larger. So we have a very deep knowledge of how to work with SMEs, what they need, and what is lacking in that space. At Safaricom, we believe in meaningful partnerships. So the opportunity to do that, to bring in our SME pool, and to give them the opportunity to almost be pre-screened, works for us, because as a business, we'll spend less time doing it ourselves and having a place where this has been done. So it works for us, and we're really happy to support this process.
One of the reasons why this was very important for me, I think we believe very, very strongly that a free press that allows all kind of discourse is very important for the growth of this economy. And if you look at the history of nation, right from the time His Highness the Aga Khan founded it, initially it was about democracy, then we had the days when we had trying to liberate and get more freedom. So if we do not tell the story, and I think it was quite interesting listening to Ken's story about what it is that makes life difficult for them. A lot of things that get launched, we cover things every day. And when you go and talk to the average person on the street, quite frankly, they don't get it. I think it's our business to ensure that we try and tell these stories. As we tell these stories, we always get different kinds of reactions, but we believe that the story must be told, whether people like it or not, whichever way it is going to be said. But I think the important thing is to make sure that everybody gets the opportunity. So we will put our assets and make sure they are available to ensure that these opportunities are really put out there.
We undertook a very comprehensive research in the middle of last year to try and understand SMEs in the market. What are the challenges that they currently face? Are they the same that have always been mentioned through time? And to be honest, the challenges remain the same, they just move with time. Even when I see a big tender, how do I fill it? And I actually hadn't appreciated the complexity of filling a tender. Some of you in this room, I think, I see somebody like Dorcas nodding. You'd have thought a tender is something you just fill in the blanks, but actually even simple things like that become a big challenge. And then, of course, the perennial problems that business has always faced in this market is that there's limited access to finance. Not that the finance is not there, it's around how do I access it? What do I need to do? So as Invest in Africa, what we're doing is trying to see how do we create solutions around those challenges that are presented. One is, can we create one platform, a marketplace, where SMEs can log into, get into, and try and address some of those challenges they face?
East Africa is very important for Tallow. At the moment, probably 2 out of every $10 we're spending get to SMEs through national content or what we call our content. I think the challenge for us really is in the extractives world. I don't see anyone from the community in which we are working in this room and in this table. So we need to take the Africa Partner Pool deeper into the counties. That's where the real ball is getting played. And I would like to encourage you on one thing. We have facilitated that happening. We have a community resource center down in the Lokicha, that's somewhere in Turkana, that is available to you who are seated here to be able to go out there and interact with the business community there. Equity at the moment is fairly active. That facility is up and running. I believe that at the end of the day, our shared motto of shared prosperity will become a reality.
4 of the top 10 taxpayers in Kenya are British companies. If you have a job in Kenya, of 10 people who have a job in Kenya, 1 of them works for a British company. 1 in 10 jobs in the formal sector here is linked to a British firm. And the 2 biggest private sector employers in Kenya are British firms. So I think you get the picture that this is a very strong linkage. And it goes the other way too. 1 in every 2 cups of tea drunk in the UK, and we do drink an awful lot of tea, is Kenyan. And almost every rose and every bean and every other bit of fresh produce you buy in the supermarket comes from here. So we have a trading relationship and an investment relationship that is both very strong and perhaps uniquely for all of your partners is also balanced. So what you send to us is pretty much what we send to you, and that is certainly not the case for many of your other trading partners.